Hey, we want to thank Bill.com for being a sponsor of the Thrivecast. Our firm, Blummer CPAs, has used Bill.com as a foundational part of our tech stack for many, many years. We're a virtual firm and we work with clients virtually all over the US. And so we have to have a virtual platform like Bill.com. So thank you, Bill.com, for sponsoring the Thrivecast. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Thrivecast. This has been an exciting series, and we're coming back for our fourth series with Sonia Dumas. And if you don't remember, she is the crypto educator and investor for accountants. And she's also chief editor at Alt Money. This is where she puts out a lot of subject matter expertise on crypto, and she does tons of education and teaching to clients. So make sure you connect with Sonia on LinkedIn. You can find that in the show notes. So she doesn't need a lot of intro. So we're just going to bring her in. So Sonia, thank you for hanging out with us on this huge series of crypto. This is exciting.
Jason, it's one of my favorite topics.
Well, you know so much about it, and we've hit so many important topics as we've gone through this. This one is one that I don't know much about. Well, I haven't really known tons about all of the stuff we've been talking about. But this one is on payments, payroll, and perks, and then really rolling into the future. I'm going to have to call on you to get some predictions out of you in the future, which I know you can do. So, but let's kind of dive in. The payments, payroll, and perks, that is a phrase I think you've said in some of our other shows when we did our first three shows. And I wanted to use that as the summary, kind of getting into how is crypto going to really roll out into the world and start to be used. What do you mean by payroll, payments, payrolls, and perks?
Sure, Jason, that's a great question. So the way I look at it is that digital assets and cryptocurrencies are essentially being integrated into business operations. So payments, obviously, that is not only vendors, you sending vendors payments in Bitcoin, but also receiving payments in Bitcoin.
Okay.
And I do want to preface that we're starting with Bitcoin since that is the largest cryptocurrency and it's the most, I guess you say, utilized with current companies. And so this is really a long-term play. Payroll has to do with obviously employees wanting their salary in cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. I mean, for the first time in hundreds of years, like you have a choice to get paid in something else other than a fiat currency. That hasn't ever existed before. And then I look at perks as really sales and marketing. I look at it from a loyalty program. So instead of giving out cash back rewards or points, now perks are in the form of digital assets like cryptocurrencies. And so from a business perspective, the transactions are faster, cheaper, and more efficient. So this essentially makes long-term business sense. But the thing is, we are definitely in the early days of this transition where employees, vendors, and clients will essentially receive and send virtual currency where they have options. So it could be a fiat digital currency. So, basically a digital dollar, a digital euro one day, or it can be a decentralized digital asset like Bitcoin.
Okay, very cool. So just like investing in crypto has been hard, and we've been learning a lot for the past few years how to do that. Now this perks thing is brand new. We're going to watch that go through a lot of different transitions too, because I don't know, do a lot of people even want a perk in Bitcoin? Some really do. But so people are still learning how to give this out, and what would a market want in terms of a perk? Do you have an example? I guess you gave some examples, but are there some ubiquitous examples we could see about a perk people are giving away?
So there's actually a company that this is their entire business model. It's called a Lolli. So Lolli, like lollipop.
Okay.
And just go to their website. Every major brand you can think of, Chewy.com, Sephora, even TurboTax says, hey, if you buy our services, buy our products, they have a platform that gives Bitcoin back rewards. And so you literally have a wallet that earns Bitcoin back rewards. So when I was, so I actually checked out Chewy.com's offering because I was buying my fur buddy some food. And I was like, why not? Why
Yeah.
not? Like, buy everybody some food and get some Bitcoin. Like,
Die.
and that makes it low barrier to entry.
Yeah.
So it becomes a no-brainer because you were going to get points or a discount anyways, but this time it's in Bitcoin. And the thing is, with Bitcoin backed rewards, what you also see is your rewards fluctuate in real time, whether that's to the upside or the downside. And so there's this level of, I guess you could say, gamification with money, or at least with rewards, because normally when you receive points, you receive 100 points, it stays 100 points.
Right.
And
Okay.
it's worth whatever the company says it is. But for the first time, we're actually seeing our rewards also fluctuate in real time.
Wow.
Which could be good or bad.
Yeah, so it's a totally different way to look at rewards, right? They're giving away something that actually fluctuate in terms of value. Like, it would have been weird if they say, we're going to give you some stock, right? Like, stock goes up and down. It's like now they're giving away these perks in terms of crypto. So it is going up and down. Now, do those perks go right into a wallet you already have? You hook up your wallet.
No, you don't have to hook up your wallet. So for instance, with Lolly, you're already given a wallet. When you open up an account. And so, so from there, then you can make the appropriate transfers, do whatever you want from there. But the platform itself already says, hey, this is where, because all those companies that utilize Lolly deposit your funds into that platform's wallet. And then from there, you can send your Bitcoin wherever you want.
Okay. Now, if you have crypto in a wallet, whatever wallet you have, is it easily transferable from one crypto wallet to another crypto wallet? Or I think it's not as easily transferable from crypto to fiat currency, right? That could be an expensive transaction. Is that right? Like,
not necessarily. So you can move from one wallet to the next, assuming the wallets you're moving the coin to. So let's stick with Bitcoin. Pretty much every major wallet, multi-currency wallet out there supports Bitcoin. So, if I wanted to move it from my Bitcoin wallet to your Bitcoin wallet, that can happen in a matter of minutes. Like, that's not an issue. Now, if I had, for instance, I'm trying to think of a coin like, no, not so much XRP, but there are certain coins that you need a special wallet for because you can't transfer it from one blockchain to another. So, for instance, if I had a Avalanche coin, right? So that's one of the coins that are out there, and I wanted to move it to my Tron wallet. Not going to happen, because it's two different blockchains. And so that's where it's important to know which coins you have and the wallets it's going to. Does it support it? So at the end of the day does this wallet support this coin? If it does not, and you try to send it, money's gone.
Okay. So I didn't know that. So now wallets are specific to the Bitcoin, and it's because of the underlying blockchain that holds that wallet.
It's based on the underlying blockchain, and so there are plenty of wallets out there that allow for multiple blockchains. Like, you have wallets like Atomic Wallet, and Crypto.com, their wallet that allows for multiple cryptocurrencies. But then you have wallets that are very specific to a blockchain as well. And so, for instance, like on Solana, you have a Phantom wallet. And that's what you need in order to interact with Solana. So this is some of the friction that exists within crypto. Is that it's just not. At some point in the future, we'll get to a place where we can just move any currency across the network, and it really won't matter where it started. If it started on Ethereum and it ends up on XRP, or it ends up on ADA, or it ends up on Polkadot, it can go anywhere. But right now, there is that disconnect. And this is what things like large words like interoperability, basically cross-chain functions, basically having blockchains talk to one another. But I do want to answer your question about taking your crypto and changing it to fiat. If you're on an exchange like Coinbase, Gemini, that's as simple as having your bank account connected. You sell your crypto asset, turn it back into fiat, and then send it back to your bank account if you want to spend it that way or do something else with the money. So the transition, obviously there's transaction fees to pay.
Yeah.
But the transition's pretty seamless right now. That's not an issue to transfer in and out.
Okay, in and out of digital, digital to fiat. That's not a problem. Mm-hmm. Is the timing? Does that take a long time? Like I'm starting to hear some of these blockchains they just take longer to process some of the transfers of crypto into fiat, or is that not true? Or I'm checking with you the things I'm hearing or reading, and you're going to have to tell me the truth.
So one of the things when you get into crypto, your sense of timing gets way skewed. So Here's the thing. If I were to make a transfer, a wire transfer, for instance, from my account to your account, that can take pretty much all day, right? Mm-hmm. That can take hours. An ACH transfer takes 1 to 3 business days, maybe even longer. And so you get into crypto and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, this took more than 5 hours. The system must be broken. Wow. It's like, no, the system at best is congested. And so depending on the blockchain, it can take minutes. And so there's some instances where, transferring Bitcoin to Ethereum can take 10 minutes. And then when the network is really congested, it can take hours, right? As far as it can take 5 hours, it can take 10 hours. But for the most part, if you've paid the appropriate gas fees, especially on Ethereum, usually within an hour, that's about right. Now, if you're moving, for instance, your wallet, you have a private wallet and you're moving your Bitcoin to your exchange wallet. Okay. Well, even though you sent it, it still takes the exchange time to actually appropriately, put it in your account. Okay. And so just know that can be the delay. Like, oh my gosh, I sent it from my Atomic wallet to Coinbase and I sent it 2 hours ago and Coinbase still isn't showing that it showed up. Well, they have internal systems to say, okay, let's make sure that your account is properly, shows the transaction.
Okay, well and it's funny. You're helping us correct our mindset. So moving fiat money takes days, and we expect our crypto to move. But when you say a congested blockchain, this is tech, right? So there's a lot of people on it sometimes, and there's not a lot of people on it sometimes, and so the transactions they roll more slowly, I guess, because they have to be processed.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, it's no different than for instance, the Oprah effect, right? Yeah. You get you have your special Etsy shop and Oprah loves it. And then all of a sudden you have millions of people crashing Etsy because of the volume of traffic. Same thing in crypto. If there's the volume of traffic and hence there's a terminology called, transaction speeds or transaction per second. Yeah. And that's one of the things that a lot of blockchains are working towards is to say, how can we have the fastest transactions per second? So that way, when the deluge comes in, the system doesn't break or the system doesn't slow down or halt. And some of these blockchains have experienced that. And whether it's a slowdown or a complete halt until the developers on the back end basically help relieve the congestion. Yeah. Now, that's also outside of my coding abilities. Okay. I don't know.
That's just your reading, letting us know how that works. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah. Well, it matters as we're talking about these payments, perks, and things. How they move is something I think we're all still learning to understand. The timing of it. It's moving where? To a wallet. Well, what kind of wallet? All of these things are mattering. And so when you're thinking about perks like at chewies.com or something like that. I see another one on YouTube. It's like, hey, watch some educational videos on crypto and we'll give you some crypto. Yeah. And I'm like, why are they doing that? Like they want you to be educated. Learn to earn. Why do they do that? What is, I guess they're I don't know. That's weird. Why are they doing that?
Well, it's an incentive. So here's the thing. When you learn, yes, you're being incentivized. So it's, hey, we're paying you to learn about our project, our protocol. And so step one is we'll give you some crypto for it. Well, in the process, the idea is to hopefully have you buy into whatever that project represents, whatever their vision, their mission statement is, their innovation. And the idea is to hopefully then you'll want to buy more of that coin because they usually give it in the coin that's presented. So whatever the project is, so to be aware that, I mean, at the end of the day, this is all sales and marketing. One of the things that crypto has found out, especially over the last 2 years, is they need a sales and marketing game plan. You just can't say, hey, we have this awesome vision and this great innovation that's too complex for the average person to even understand. Come on in and bring all your money to us.
Right.
Like, they recognize they have to make it simple, easy. We live in a one-click world.
Okay.
Nobody wants to do more than a few clicks to do anything.
Yeah.
And so education is a part of really smart sales and marketing.
Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense. And crypto is still so fluffy for the majority of people. There are people who are really into it like you that can teach us a lot of those things, but you've had to educate yourself through that process. And now these companies need to educate their consumers before they start really investing in some of that crypto, which makes sense. So about payroll, let me ask you practically, if an employee was open to receiving their paycheck in digital monies, crypto monies, like, do you know what are the platforms to do that? Like, if my business is on a popular payroll platform, would the payroll platform have to let me push some of the money out in terms of payroll and some of it out in digital? Like, practically, what are the systems? Or would we say, all right, I'm going to get your paycheck, and then the company actually goes into its own company digital wallet and kicks over an amount of money that represents their Bitcoin or their payroll? How do you do that?
So, fortunately, I like to say there's an app for that. So there are crypto payroll services. Coinbase, a company called NYDIG, Strike, BitPay are just a few of the ones that are out there. All you have to do is Google crypto payroll services, and they're basically custodians who will walk you through that process and all the intricacies behind it. Because obviously there are legal ramifications.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what happens when, it's all fun and games until it's not, right? And so you have an employee raise their hand and say, yes, pay me in Bitcoin, right? Because here's the thing, they're thinking about Bitcoin growing, and it's really a way to fast track your salary growth. So instead of waiting a whole year to get a 1 to maybe 5% salary raise, you can actually have your paycheck essentially be your paycheck and your investment all in one. You don't have to say, okay, now I got to go out and buy some stock. It's like you got Bitcoin, so it's both your payment and your investment wrapped into one. And when Bitcoin is in its uptrend season, you can see your salary grow from 1 to 100% in a matter of weeks to months.
Yeah.
But the downside is you can also experience your salary drop 10 to 50% in a matter of days.
Right. Which can piss you off, right?
Well, but the thing is, you know that going in, and the consent forms that need to be signed, and just the legal ramifications to say, if you choose to do this, just so you're relieving us of any liability. You're accepting the risk that comes with that. And so I was reading a study that showed that about 1 in 5 employees would actually leave a company to go to another company that's offering Bitcoin as a salary option. Wow. And so that's 20%. Now, and this is mainly in tech, but that's 20% of your workforce that's willing to go to your competitors essentially for payment in Bitcoin, because a lot of them are looking at the long-term perspective on Bitcoin. It's like, why not accumulate with my salary?
Yeah. Well, it's not the people that follow Warren Buffett, for example, right? Because, he hates it. I think, right? He is like completely against Bitcoin, I believe. Has he changed his tune?
Well, what's interesting is that I was reading an article that his team is looking into investing in companies that support this Web3 evolution. So, like I said, the tech is not going anywhere. So there's still hardware, software, hardware, chips, servers, semiconductors, things that are needed to create and support this ecosystem. And so for those who don't feel comfortable being in direct crypto assets, you could at least be in the manufacturing production part of the infrastructure part that supports the blockchain networks and basically this progression in technology.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. And Warren Buffett has always been an investor for the long term. So he wants to get in on the thing that's going to be big. And you've always said crypto is tech. Crypto is tech. And I've never thought about that before, but it is a bunch of machines producing and creating this ongoing nonstop. And it's producing all of the transfers of this. It's maintaining the wallet. So it is a bunch of machines and chips and energy, right? Like these are all plugged into walls somewhere.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
That's big. Yeah. Well, cool. So I want to talk about some micro strategies kind of buying things. We've been talking about this a little bit, buying things, buying homes, investing in 401ks. Are we moving to a place where we could, I don't know, is it called investing if you're taking your crypto and putting it in your 401k? I think
it's an asset.
I mean, it's the same thing, right? So it's just more risky.
Yeah. It's just I look at it as it's a new asset class, right?
Okay.
Which basically is, virtual tech, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
It's just a new asset class. And so, like, for instance, you have, Fidelity Investments, right? They are the largest 401k custodian in the U.S., right? And they came out and said, we're offering direct Bitcoin allocations to 401k accounts. Fidelity is like managing something to the tune of over $2 trillion in assets under management for 401k accounts. And so they're allowing allocations up to 20%. And so, clearly they placed a limit on the max allocation. Right. But here's the thing, that represents a potential, I was reading, around $400 billion in new capital that can flood into the 401k market. And here's the thing, like we already know 47% of Americans are not prepared for retirement. Right. Like, and what their plan B is, who knows? I mean, universal basic income, Social Security. Like it's just interesting to see that. But then you also have young workers who are like, look, my 401k based on basically the plain vanilla low risk is not going to help me to get to the goals I want to. Right. And so you actually have the younger workers who are a little bit more interested in the risk of tech because they can also recover from it. Like if you're 20, your strategy, your wealth strategy is a little different than if you're like 60.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and that's the goal of those types of investments, 401k. It's meant to, it's locked up. It's meant to put it in there and leave it long term. And so and crypto is safer long term because it's a rough ride in the short term, right? So
it's brutal. It's brutal. Like rough is an understatement. Like right now. Depending on when this is aired, but I can tell you right now, the market has just went through a 20% drop. If you've never experienced a 20% drop in crypto, then you're really a newbie. Like,
okay, God.
It's like, is this your first rodeo? Oh, welcome.
Welcome.
Because like that's considered like kind of like the beginning, right? True panic sell, a true bear market, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they drop somewhere in the 50% range. And then you have altcoins who drop somewhere anywhere from 60 to 90%. And that's still I know. And this is one of the reasons why I don't necessarily promote altcoins. I stick with Bitcoin and Ethereum because back in the day, like, circa 2017, 2018, Bitcoin, Ethereum used to drop 80 to 90%. But over time, it's now in this 20 to 50% range. Okay. So over time, solid projects, the volatility will decrease, but for most people, like, a 20% drop in their portfolio leading up to a 50% drop, it feels like madness, right? It absolutely sounds like madness.
Well, and so you're saying if you want to get into this and for the long term, it could be appropriate to put it in a 401k, but you're going to have to see what it feels like to drop at a 20%. Our friends at Belay have modernized staffing with U.S.-based bookkeepers, virtual assistants, social media managers, and website specialists for growing businesses just like yours. So to help you accomplish more and juggle less, Belay is giving away their book, Delegate to Elevate, for free. In this book, you're going to learn how to reclaim time by delegating to reap its powerful multiplying benefits. To claim this offer, just text the word Thrive to 55123 today. That's THRIVE at 55123 and go back to what you do the best, which is growing your business. Now, when that happens, of course, you want to not out of fear just sell everything, right? Because if it drops 20%, you don't sell then. Would you say, no, you got to stay in when you ride those 20% drops? Is that your advice?
I like never financial advice, but one of the things I have learned is there's a level of, you have to be emotionless when it comes to, especially with crypto. Like, unfortunately, crypto is super emotional because, people are, envisioning their Lambos and immediately, like by next week. And chances are that's not going to happen. Like, looking at it from a long-term standpoint, the volatility is, like I said, at least with Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's these 20 to 50% swings. And so what you have to start with is a strategy. What is my strategy? And you have to think about it in the up market and in the down market, but also have a healthy enough horizon. Like 5 to 10 years is a healthy enough horizon to see what if your strategy is actually played out. But if you're just basically day trading and gambling with, oh my gosh, the market's up and it's down, you will lose money and you will burn your account. And you'll say, hey, crypto didn't work out for me. Well, that comes with being educated about crypto. Are you buying more lower? Like, I always go back, what's your strategy? And if you don't have one, then expect emotional trading, which unfortunately is how, what was it? Something like 90% of traders, especially on the trading side, destroy their accounts within 6 months.
Oh my gosh. Because if you do it emotionally, it's not going to work. That's true for fiat currency investing and digital, right? It's like you've got to have a strategy and a horizon you're looking at, or you're going to just sell it. Actually, if everything drops 20%, that's actually probably the best time to buy, right? Is that true?
To somehow like balance out, that's where strategies like dollar cost averaging, isn't that what like countless financial advisors tell people to say, hey, the market's down, buy more lower. Like why? Because if you're dollar cost averaging over time, then your exposure decreases, right? So the risk actually decreases because you bought at multiple price points, high and low. But the whole thing is the overall trend up or down, and that's what you want to be a part of. Is the bigger trend. Like, you look back when Amazon and Google back in early 2002 was worth anywhere from $2 to $4. Everybody who sold then versus now, right? Companies worth over, stocks are worth over $2,000 a piece. Oh my! And so you look at the longer term trend, and what was Amazon and Google? They were tech trends. And so that's why I'm really, it's not so much as much as I'm pro crypto as I'm pro technology wherever the technology is heading. And right now it's towards this bigger umbrella called blockchain technology, right? That's the ultimate umbrella, and cryptocurrencies is just a part of it.
Okay. No, that makes sense because as we've had you on the show, it sounds like, well, you are pro crypto, but certainly you're pro tech, and tech is not going away. Tech is going to increase and become more and more a part of our lives. Digital currency is just one way in which it's manifesting itself. So investing in tech is going to work out long-term in the future. Is that a right statement to say that?
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Like, I'm willing to put my stake in the ground over that. I'm personally willing to bet more so on technology than anything else right now. Because with instability, so here's the interesting things. When things are unstable and uncertain, then that's also when efficiencies kick up, right? Like, so you have, and you look at classic things like, hiring freezes, layoffs, how can we cut expenses? But it's also, how can we improve our existing infrastructure, our existing systems to be more efficient? Well, that usually leads you to tech in order to be more efficient.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so I think one reason a lot of people think they're going to get a Lambo next Thursday when they invest their funds is there's tons of stories of that right now. So I found a story online about a guy named Terrence Leonard, and he did have his money in crypto, and he found his dream house, and he cashed it out, and he was able to actually get his dream home. And of course, they're writing articles about things, like that. Now, he said his long-term strategy of investing in crypto, he said, is to take a long-term approach to target coins that are well positioned for longevity. And that means no meme coins like Dogecoin. And this guy dumped all of his 401k, all of his stocks into crypto. Can you tell me, is he right? Would you have told him to do something different? What are meme coins? What does he mean?
So I'm not a financial advisor, but if we were, at a coffee, if we were at Starbucks and having a conversation on, hey, like, what are you doing with your crypto? Like, what's your strategy? Like,
right.
And so this is me putting on my investor trader hat, right?
Okay.
To say, I'm having a conversation with other investors and traders, which I do daily.
Yes.
We actually talk about these things. And so the thing is, it comes down to a lot of our conversations, and with this particular gentleman, is in the long-term tech trend. That's what it's really about.
Okay.
It's not so much about, hey, here's my favorite coin and here's why you should get in it.
Yeah.
Like that's Twitter noise. We're all looking at the picture because a lot of us we were in tune to what happened in, the beginning of the internet back in 2000. That was only 22 years ago.
Yeah.
Like 22 years ago, this came, technology shifted in a massive way.
Yeah.
Oh, now only looking back can we see that, wow, that was a major shift.
Right.
So, here a lot of us are in our 30 to 40, we're in this 30 to 40 range.
Yeah.
And we're like, we saw that when we were younger. Now we're in pretty much middle of life. We need to we need to be able to be a part of this trend. And so, as far as that particular gentleman, clearly he has his risk appetite is very large.
Right. Very.
And he's all in, right? It's like going to like Vegas. He is all into crypto.
Yep.
So yes. So, and I'm going to say just crypto. He's all into technology and he's seeing crypto as a way of basically fueling his wealth goals. And so, there are countless people who have cashed out. I know countless people who have cashed out completely of everything. They're like, I will take the tax hit now because historically taxes go up, not down. As far as, especially with all this money printing, I mean, I can't see how taxes are going to go down anytime soon. Interest rates are going down. And so it's all about the velocity of money. How do you keep your money moving faster than the things that are going to take away money, which could be rising interest rates, it could be inflation, it could be taxes. You have to stay ahead of the ball, because if you stay stagnant, idle money gets slaughtered. And so that's obviously seen in inflation. And so not everyone, but a lot of people in crypto, we're looking for ways to have our money move faster than the things that can basically destroy the value of the wealth we do have.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, so I love what you said. I want to summarize that. He has a long-term strategy in tech. That is a good strategy. You gave a great example, right? 22 years ago, tech is brand new, really, in the world as we know it, and it has certainly gone up. So tech as an investment long-term is going to be huge. But you did say any coin-related conversation is a lot of noise. And because there are coins coming on the market all the time, I think. And so people they love certain kinds. So the coins are becoming branded as well, obviously, and they have a lot of panache behind them, right? The people who started them, and I want to have what that person has. And so a lot of that noise is what you need to really sort through as far as what type of coin. But what you do need to have is a long-term investment strategy in tech, is what you're saying. That's how I summarized it. Is that a right summary?
I would say it's an accurate statement to say that, because it's not just also, like I said, it's not also the investing part, because this is also an integration into business operations. And that's the part I think that most people are missing that impact, because what happens when, back to the whole payments, payroll, and perks, like that's a complete operational shift. That just doesn't just like, oh, we're just going to add this new thing, right? Like, oh, we just made this app and it's now on your phone. Like and especially with accountants, that's going to impact you the most. And then it's also becomes like a wealth management issue, a treasury issue, tax and legal issue. Like every industry is being disrupted by this. So, it's beyond the days of just pure, oh, it's a speculative thing. how are businesses integrating this? Because at the end of the day, I look at big money. Where is big money investing in their infrastructure, in their processes for the next 20 years of growth? And so I just, I recently saw an article that, Google has a team that is supporting Web3 developers. They're creating a whole brand new unit. You think Google's going to miss out on this?
Wow.
Probably not. And
no way.
Here's the thing, companies follow other companies. And so when you look at, what Google is doing, and obviously, what companies like Tesla and Microsoft, like you look at these blue chip companies, they're evolving and adapting too. And they have at least 22 years of experience evolving and adapting.
Wow. So we want to watch and see what they're doing, which is amazing. So as we're talking about these payments, perks, so there are things like credit cards, right? Like can you buy groceries with a crypto credit card?
Yeah,
right.
and it's not so much a credit card as much as it is a debit card. Okay. And so there are
that makes sense.
platforms that will give you a literal crypto debit card. It'll have, Visa or a MasterCard logo on it. And essentially they have a platform that you send your crypto to the platform, and it basically converts your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and whatever coins it accepts into cash. But it all happens on the back end, because you just go to Starbucks, you go to your favorite, sporting event, put in your card, pay for it. Nobody knows. Like, the cashier has no clue that you just paid in Bitcoin, but you do.
That's so cool. Yeah. So you'll need probably a more popular platform. I guess Bitcoin for sure. If you have a wallet there, they're going to be able to issue you a debit card from your Bitcoin wallet. Is that true?
So there are companies out there, like, for instance, like BitPay, Crypto.com, a company called Unbanked. They offer crypto debit cards. So once again, something like you can Google, like, what are some of the top crypto debit cards out there?
Okay.
Obviously, not obviously, but there are platforms that are offering crypto credit cards, which then is based on your credit history. And then there's also ways where you can use your Bitcoin to buy gift cards and then go spend the gift card. So there's different ways. It's either a direct crypto to fiat transfer, or you're buying a gift card with your Bitcoin and then using that card to go spend your money.
Okay. There's so much. Like even this perk, there's a perk of move to earn, where there's somebody that is paying you in crypto to exercise, right?
Yeah. Oh, we love that.
What? I'm like, yes, sign me up, man.
Yes, I'm moving all the time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for those of us who walk our dogs at least 2 to 3 times a day, like, why not get paid for that task?
Are they like attaching that to your watch or something like that? How do they know when you exercise?
It comes down to your phone, your iWatch, and basically GPS location, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So you're getting paid to run, walk, jog, hike, exercise, do movements and tasks. And so this is definitely the move to earn is a trend that I can see companies like Nike and Adidas and Puma creating NFTs to say, hey, buy this digital sneaker, and for every 2 miles you walk, we're going to drop in rewards. And that can either be a reward specific to Nike or Adidas, or it can be Bitcoin itself, or some other kind of points program that says, hey, you're moving, you're walking, you're exercising, you're crushing it, you're in beast mode. Great. Let's send you some crypto. Yeah. But it's also, at the end of the day, sales and marketing. It's a loyalty program. It's just a different way to attract a fan base, a consumer base that you can activate and essentially mobilize in a way that you can't really do right now. Yeah. And so just know that when it comes to crypto, about every 6 to 12 months, a new trend materializes. So, I would say one of the first major trends was in 2020 with the DeFi summer. So you had all these DeFi coins that came out. Then we transitioned into the meme coins. Then it was play to earn. Then the NFT craze, where basically anyone with a digital crayon could scribble artwork and send, and sell it for thousands to millions. And now we're moving into this move to earn. So crypto offers new ways to essentially activate new clients, new customers, and basically build brand loyalty in a very interactive, engaging way.
Okay, so these perks are really, they are part of the education to the consumer to create loyalty. It's sales and marketing, like you said.
Yeah.
And that's great to put it in that bucket. But now if it sounds like, let's say I put some money in Ethereum, so I have a wallet, and now I go get a Move to Earn loyalty program. I'm going to get another wallet, and maybe I'm going to go watch some videos on YouTube and get another wallet for some more crypto. How do you keep track of all your wallets? Like, do you put them in a password app? Is that what you do?
No. So one of the things is, once again, it comes back to like, what is this? What blockchain is this project on? So if it's on Ethereum, you only need one Ethereum wallet, right?
Okay.
For a lot of people, that's like MetaMask, for instance. Yeah. And so you look at, where are they building? That's the other part of like, when you hear conversations about the Ethereum killer blockchains, it's at the end of the day, where is this company, this project on what blockchain are they building? So if all of those, if the Move to Earn projects that you get into are on Ethereum, it just stays in one wallet. It's only when you look at other blockchains, like maybe Cardano or Solana, that you start to come into, what wallet is this? And for those of us who've been in crypto long enough, like at some point there is wallet fatigue. It's like, I don't want to open another wallet.
Okay. I didn't know wallet fatigue was a thing. Now, you're helping us. That is a trip. I've never heard wallet fatigue until you said it. So that is a trip. Yeah. Very cool. All right. So Sonia, we're rolling into finishing up here, and I want to ask you some questions about the future. How do you feel about giving us some predictions on 6 months, 5 years, 20 years? I think I know what you're going to say on some of those, but what do you think you're seeing the outcomes in some of these different time periods?
So I would say it's more of like a forecast based on a lot of the on-chain analytics and the data that we see, is that pretty much most of 2022 will be a brutal down year. The downtrend has definitely kicked off. I mean, really since the high of November of 2021, and the market's been down since then. And so here's the thing, though, like we've mentioned before, technology doesn't magically stop just because prices have gone down. What this does mean is that for the year ahead, or at least for the remainder of the year, it means, having a capital preservation strategy, because there are important multiple headwinds that are hitting the global economy. So even if you're not in crypto, you still have inflation, you have rising interest rates that really are decimating idle cash. And so, there's already, like, for instance, an uptick in tech companies that are either implementing hiring freezes or layoffs. So just expect, a lot of us expect the next 6 months to be bearish, if anything. But from the next 5 to 20 years, it will definitely be prosperous for some and devastating for others, as blockchain technology, digital assets, artificial intelligence, and really the next evolution of the internet changes the way we interact in business and life. So that would be like my high level forecast. Okay, nice. That's helpful. All right, Sonia, we're wrapping up our 4th show. And we have learned so much about crypto. What is the one thing you want to say to people? Maybe a lot of people that are listening have not yet invested. Maybe they're going to now because they've been listening to you. But what's the one main thing you want to tell people as we wrap up this final 4th episode on crypto? I would say, just continue to learn and become knowledgeable really about the impact of digital assets. So, put it in that bucket. If you don't want to necessarily be like, oh, I don't know about the cryptocurrency thing, then put it in the digital asset bucket, because there are so many transactional and tax implications. And so I'd say, walk away with the idea that this Web3 evolution is not stopping. The train's already left the station. And so if you want to know, like, hey, where's this going? Follow big money. Follow where is big tech investing their R&D dollars into, you know? And so money flow gives us a signal as to where the future lies. And right now that's in tech. And so I would say get educated, start forming alliances and partnerships, start experiencing what your clients are experiencing. I mean, I'd say, being able to open a Coinbase and a Gemini account just to see what the process is like. It's something as simple as that. You don't have to put a dollar or a dime, but at least you went through the process to understand. And I think that's really the understanding is what then allows you to make smart, safe decisions when you understand something versus sitting back sidelines and hoping it magically goes away.
Yeah, really. And I think another thing you have told us as, firm owners and accountants listen to our show is that this is here. It's not going anywhere. Your clients are doing it, and they really are going to start looking for people who can guide them through the process of managing their money, investments, through these digital currencies. So we are going to have to learn about it. It's being, forced on us, really. So, but I think I love how you've turned that and you've said, no, this can be a differentiator for you and your firm actually to stand out and say, we know this stuff. We will be the ones to guide you through it. And that's going to hopefully attract a lot of possible clients to it, which I think is a really cool, hopeful view of this. To go ahead and dive in, it's an odd place to get involved in. It's tech. It's not going anywhere. And so go ahead and learn it and actually get some of the benefits short term in the next 1 or 2 years, because eventually all accountants are going to figure it out, right? And a lot are jumping on that bandwagon already, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And I look at it and so one of the things that actually we're doing at Alt Money is later on this year, we're looking to release some playbooks for accountants to say, here's the playbook on how to help attract crypto clients, have the right conversations, and really market yourself as a differentiator. Because you really only have maybe a 36-month window.
Wow.
And after that, it becomes ubiquitous. Yeah. Everyone is into crypto in some way, shape, or form, whether it's on the personal or professional side. And so the window is short. Even my window to educate people about the basics is a short window. Because at some point I will be past the basics and let's talk about complex strategies really to maximize wealth, minimize taxes. How do we utilize this from a sales and marketing standpoint? Everyone's going to have a digital asset game plan. And so I'm already in that conversation with, countless companies, professional sports teams who are saying, what's the next 5 years look like so that we can engage our fan base? That's the conversations I'm already having, with major league sports teams. So that's why I say follow the big money.
That's awesome. Well, cool. Well, Sonia, thank you for being on the show. Where's the place everybody does need to go? Is it the altmoney.com? Where can they go to get involved in a way that they'll know when those playbooks come out for them?
Oh, absolutely. Feel free to subscribe as a free subscriber to altmoney.com. Connect with me on LinkedIn. That's where I'm the most active. We obviously post articles to Twitter, but LinkedIn's my playing field. Because I prefer to take crypto from a professional business approach than just oh my gosh, you should totally go in and just invest all your money and see what happens. No. I got into crypto really as a business leader and trader and investor first, and then I saw the bigger picture and said, "Oh my gosh, this is a thing."
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you for being with us, and thank you everybody for listening to the Thrivecast. We hope that these 4 series on crypto have helped you so much, and we really appreciate Sonia Dumas to dedicate her time to these 4 different series. So, Sonia, thank you again for joining us on the Thrivecast. We'll see you in LinkedIn.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
All right. Bye-bye.